Hi, my name is MPL and I'm a ghost hunter. I started hunting ghosts when I was about 17 years old. Now I'm 21 with a whole bunch of experience. But my question is to you, do you believe in ghosts? The very thing I hunt. Ghosts, spirits, demons, whatever you prefer to call it, they do exist. You just can't see or hear them, unless they want you to. You ever get that eerie feeling, when someone's watching you? Or what about that distinct feeling you also get when you see an apparition with your peripheral vision, but as you turn to investigate, it disappears? Well, let me tell you, those feelings can have the utmost intact sane person doubting their mental capabilities. My first paranormal investigation is the most memorable investigation I've encountered yet. 2 words: Waverly Hills. That's right. It was at the infamous Waverly Hills Sanatorium, located in Louisville, Kentucky. Let me tell you, Waverly Hills has its share of ghosts, and they do not mess around. I'm a tech freak, so I have the access to the latest ghost hunting gadgets, but even with the best equipment, it still couldn't capture the things I've experienced personally. The memory of that night will never vanish. That very first day I met with Tina. She's the recent owner of the property. She gave me a tour of the place so I know what I was up against. After the tour, I started to set up my equipment. I wanted to start my investigation around 8 p.m. sharp. But since I had an hour before I start, I thought I'd recap over some of the places Tina showed me. Then 8 o'clock struck. It was time for my investigation. The first place I wanted to check out was on the 5th floor, room 502, where a nurse had supposedly hung herself. At that time, I was currently on the 1st floor. 4 floors up, I told myself. When I made it to the 2nd floor, I was walking through this long corridor hallway. And at that time, I was feeling this unnerving sensation. It's that feeling you have when you sense people are staring at you. Like there were people standing everywhere, looking out at me as I passed by their rooms. Whoa. I wanted to get off that floor so badly that I literally ran to the next flight of stairs. Now the 3rd floor felt exactly the same as the floor before it. I got that same unnerving sense. This time I slowly walked down the hallways until I noticed this room 322. It stood out to me because it had an actual door. Every other door had their doors removed from them. I thought that was really weird. So of course I had to go check it out. I opened the door very slowly, which made that infamous creaking sound. Of course it was pitch black inside, and the only light was from my LED screen on my video camera, and my mini flashlight I use only in case of emergencies. A room like this was meant to do an EVP recording. EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomena. It captures sound and voices that the human ear can't pick up. I had to use my mini flashlight to look for me a place to sit and do the EVP recording. I found a corner in the back of the room, so I immediately sat down and took out my recorder. The first question I asked was, "Is anyone here in the room with me?" I had got no response. So I asked, "If anyone's in the room with me, make a noise." Still no response. So I knocked 3 times and said, "If anyone's here with me, knock how I just did. Give me 3 knocks so I can know that you're here." Whoa. Okay, now I know you're here. I asked it another question. The question was, "Are you male or female?" Still no voices. I knew it was about time for me to play back what I recorded from my EVP recorder, so I did. I heard the first question I asked it when I asked who was in the room with me, and just like the previous time, I got no answer. Then the second question came up when I told it to knock. I heard the 3 knocks, but there was another sound that followed it. It sounded like laughter. It sounded like a child's voice. I then replayed it over and over to confirm what I just heard. I was shocked. I had caught my first EVP. I then played back where I left off when I asked it if it was a boy or a girl. No longer than 4 seconds after asking it, I heard, "I'm a girl, you." Oh my God, I said to myself. My heart dropped and my mouth was wide open. I actually got a verbal response to a question. As I sat there in shock trying to figure out what to ask it next, something told me to look up next to me, and what I saw frightened me. It was a little girl who looked like she was Victorian. She had this